been a lot of news around this so-called little game called Dead Cell, which released today on Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation 4, and Windows PC. This game was also available in early access on PC ever since a year and a half ago. So why are so many people talking about this game today? Is it one of the greatest games ever played? I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but I can tell you this. The buzz that this game has been receiving for the last 24 hours, even though it may be a great game, is not the game people are talking about. It's a review that was done by a small YouTube channel called Boomstick Gaming. Had about 12,000 reviews before the day started. Now he's sitting well over 25,000. What could make a YouTuber's subscriber base swing so heavily, almost plus 100% in one day? What up everybody, it's your boy Gaming Forte, back at it with another video. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you do all of those things along with the notification bell, so you can know the next time one of my videos go live. Now, unless you were living under a rock for the whole day, you have probably heard different conversations around a reviewer from IGN named Phil Mutation that was caught stealing and downright word for word a smaller reviewer's opinion piece when it came to Dead Cell. This review was put up over a week ago, and this man, Phil Mutation, had weak knees and he wasn't able to come up with his own ideas of how to phrase his own review for IGN. So he took to the websites, he took to YouTube, and he came across this very young channel named Boomstick Gaming, who had a really good review up for the game that he was reviewing. So instead of just looking for inspiration on how this person structured their review, because this is the first review that this person has done for IGN, instead of just taking it all in, he said, you know what, this review is so good, I'm just gonna take everything and put it in my review. And the thing is, he didn't just borrow for certain sentences and certain phrases. No, he pretty much just took the whole thing. I'm not gonna do it any justice, so I'm gonna play Mr. Boomstick's video because he actually reached out to the community to ask, what do you do when someone like IGN you feel like is stealing your intellectual property when it comes to the review that you did on your channel? So check it out, and I'll be right back.
Slightly weird issue today. I put out my Dead Cells review last week, and then IGN put out their written and video review today, and it turns out the gentleman there at IGN seems to have watched my video and copied a lot of it, so I'm not sure what to do. What's up guys, this is Deadite from Boomstick Gaming. We have a slightly weird issue today. I put out my Dead Cells review last week, and then IGN put out their written and video review today, and it turns out the gentleman there at IGN seems to have watched my video and copied a lot of it, so I'm not sure what to do about this. Let's just walk through it and I'll show you what I mean. First off, this is the Boomstick Gaming, that's myself. Let's go ahead and start. Dead Cells takes a progression of a Metroidvania and integrates it into this procedurally generated action roguelite that has you slowly chipping away at its steep difficulty.
It takes the progression system of a Metroidvania and transforms it into a procedurally generated action roguelite.
Okay, not that similar. Some similarities. Let's proceed. In Dead Cells, you'll need to kill your way through a labyrinth of levels, all punctuated by boss encounters that starts off quite linear, but the more you play, the more routes and game mechanics will open up to you.
In Dead Cells, you fight your way through an ever-changing labyrinth of levels with branching paths.
You might not be able to make it to the final boss on your current run, but if you can manage to salvage some blueprints for some new gear, or better yet, an ability-altering rune, it makes it all worth your while even if you can see your death just around the corner. This is the type of roguelite that, yeah, sure, you could beat the boss on your first attempt, but you're probably not going to and you're not supposed to. Let's stop there, let's see what Philip has to say next.
You're almost guaranteed not to make it all the way through on every run, but as your efforts lead you to blueprints that unlock new gear, it makes it all worth your while.
Okay, switch over to me. In most games of this genre, your coolest skills and spells are often set to strictly long recharge timers or a limited mana system. But in Dead Cells, your abilities have incredibly quick recharges and allow you to seamlessly integrate these gadgets into normal encounters, and it doesn't make you feel penalized for using your cool stuff.
Most games limit your most useful skills with long cooldown timers or a limited mana system, but Dead Cells encourages you to use your deadliest gadgets with a fast recharge timer. It never punishes you for using your best tactics.
Okay, this is one of my favorites here, this part. This combat system is fast, fluid, responsive, and one of the most rewarding representations of 2D combat of the entire genre.
Fights are fast, fluid, responsive, and hands down one of the most gratifying representations of video game combat I've ever experienced.
So it's starting to get a little fishy, huh? Also in place is a mutation system that has you pick from various buffs that can enhance and alter your abilities, but
Mutation System, which adds another layer of diversity to how you can play. This is where you can choose from various buffs that enhance and alter your abilities.
Alright, stellar writing, Philip. Dead Cells only falters slightly with some repetition setting in, especially on the early areas and during longer play sessions.
Dead Cells does falter slightly with some repetition, but it's only felt in its earlier areas and during the extended play sessions.
The enemy designs here are interesting and fun to fight, but in the first level alone, you'll probably have killed the same enemy about 50 times already, and that same enemy will be used throughout various levels.
While early level enemies are a good introduction and make for fun and interesting fights early on, you can only kill so many zombies before it starts feeling a little stale.
The game does, however, encourage you to rush through repeat areas by having time gates that lock after a certain amount of time has passed, and if you're playing like a speedrunner, you'll be rewarded, and this helps alleviate some of that repetition I mentioned.
Speedrunning is not only encouraged, but it's embedded as its own game mechanic. Almost every level has a door that will unlock after a certain amount of time elapses.
Alright, and last but not least, we have my absolute favorite, which starts at 307 on both videos exactly. Dead Cells figures out an intriguing way to have your roguelite and Metroidvania experience all in one by focusing on your failures and urging you to try something new the next time.
Dead Cells strikes a perfect and engaging balance between the Metroidvania and roguelite experiences by focusing on your failures and urging you to experiment each time you do fail.
What did you think about that? I think he did a really good thing when he actually went through and just compared all the different audio clips, and you can just see as the review got progressively deeper into it, you can see more similarities from the things that Boomstick was saying versus what Phil was saying. It was almost a downright copy and paste job when it came to his opinion piece on this. Yes, there were some different phrases, and yes, there were some different wording used, but all in all, you can definitely see that just the emotional phrases that he used, the tone of the review itself, the frequencies that he was using and different words that he was putting together were all just completely lifted from this review. And that is downright dirty. And the biggest problem I had with that is, I'm not a reviewer. I haven't tried to do reviews on my channel. That was something I wanted to dabble in, but before I did it, I want to make sure I'm 100% confident in the information I'm giving. And you want to be knowledgeable and assumptive when it comes to giving out these reviews, because you're basically telling people what they should spend their money on, yes or no. Is this game good or bad? And he basically represented himself like he was Boomstick Gaming himself. You know, this guy put up a Patreon request on his channel saying that he wants people to come out and help him and subscribe to his Patreon so he can keep doing the things that he loves. You know, you're in a position, Phil, that this man wants to be in, but you go out of your way to actually patronize his content for a bigger publication, and you have a salary job, and your job is to do nothing but sit there and make content for IGN. What is that all about? So IGN did come out and say that they were investigating it. They did take the review down. They took down the video and the written version of the review, and they also did come back to the conclusion that this was plagiarism, and they did separate ties with Phil Mullison, which I think was the only decision they could have made as a company, because you can't have a type of person like that on your staff. It's already bad enough that games media takes beatings upside the head because people feel like they can't trust them, because they feel like corporations like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo have really big stakes inside those companies to make sure that they actually get the content that they need to show off their system. But this just makes it even worse, because now people are going to be fact checking everything when it comes to different reviewers and what they're saying. And who knows, is this the first time this ever happened? I don't think IGN is going to just come out and air their dirty laundry and say this has happened multiple times, unless it was from the same reviewer that they already decided to fire. Nobody else is going to come under fire for this. So going forward, IGN is going to ask us to, live and forget, give them the benefit of the doubt that this was not a widespread thing, that this wasn't sanctioned by IGN, which I don't think it was. I don't think IGN was at fault of this. I think this was just a rogue reviewer that just had a brain lock and couldn't come up with ideas to actually put in his own review for a game that he played all the way through. So unfortunately, that's what happened, but there's always a silver lining in this. Like I said earlier, Boomstick Gaming has went up over 12,000 subscribers in the last day. This is just downright incredible. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel down below. I already subscribed to his channel because I listened to his Dead Cell review and it was actually really good. And I do want to support his content because if we don't support each other as YouTubers, these corporations out there like IGN and Polygon, they're not gonna support us like that. So we need to support each other. And I like what he had to say in his response when Paul Tashley from Forte actually reached out to him. He said he didn't want the guy to be fired, but he did want to have his name credited in that review. He also wanted to be collaborated with IGN so they can actually talk to him about stuff like this. And then he wanted to be compensated for the actual views that they got off of the review that he provided IGN unwillingly. I think those are all very good compromises. I already told you they did separate from their relationship with Phil Mullison, and that was the best thing they could have did. But hey man, Boomstick Gaming is a really cool guy. Hit him up on his channel and subscribe to it if you like his content. That's the least we can do as a gaming community when we stick together. And guys, like I always say, thanks for watching my video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Liking my video if you like the content. It definitely helps out the channel a lot. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you can know the next time one of my videos go live. It's your boy Gaming Forte. You guys have a great week, and I'm gonna talk to you in the next video. Peace.